Namaste children. Welcome back to the second session of our chapter crop production and management. So in our first class we learned that crops means the plants that are grown in a larger scale and which are for the human use. And following this cropping, that method we are calling as an agriculture. Agriculture is a process where the animals and humans that are used to grow for the purpose of food or for the purpose of human use. That process we are calling as an agriculture. And this agriculture, it is started before 10,000 years ago, and we even learned in our earlier classes the different types of crops based on the seasons. Okay, so that is your kharif crops and rabi crops. And kharif crops are generally harvested they are planted in the month of June and harvested in the month of October. Plants like rice, maize, cotton, these are the good examples of your kharif crops. Whereas if you will see the rabi crops, they are winter crops where they are planted in the month of November and harvested in the month of April. Wheat, barley, peas, these all comes under your rabi crops. Yes. So now some are jade crops are there, like your cucumber, watermelon, vegetable and fruit crops. Okay. Now horticulture, it is a different branch of science where the plants that are grown for the vegetables and fruits that are grown for the food and flowers are grown for the decorative purpose. A very special branch of agriculture it is. And of course we started different agricultural practices where at first we come to know that preparation of soil is first and foremost thing that every farmer have to do, so that enough level of nutrients are distributed equally all over the field. Yes, by using a plough we will ploughing the field so that we can loosen the soil and soil rehold its features, then followed by sowing seeds. So in these sowing seeds we also came to know that before sowing seeds it's very much important for us to select the good quality of seeds, and after selecting the good quality of the seeds then it is followed sowing seeds. And after sowing seeds, now it is about manuring. So manuring means it is a process of supplying nutrients to the soil for the plant growth. So we are supplying nutrients to the soil for the proper and healthy growth of plants. That is your manuring. So in this manuring, some natural methods like field fallow method. Yes, these are some of the steps we covered in our earlier class, that is in preparation of soil, seed sowing, everything. Yes. So now here we are talking about manuring. We even in our last class we came to know that fertilizers or manures are different. Fertilizers are the chemical products that are formed in the industries which are used uh, which are supplied to the field for the growth of plants, but overuses of fertilizers leads to soil and water pollution. So in a long run the yield of the plant will also get decreased. Now the next one is manure, a natural method which is used to prepare the nutrients with the help of the animal waste and cow dung, etc. It's the first and best method to supply the nutrients in the fields. So now let us talk about the ancient or the natural methods of manuring. So in these natural methods of manuring, the first and foremost method, that is your field fallow method. So this is your field fallow method. Field fallow method means it is a way it's a way of allowing the land to regain the natural nutrients simply by leaving it for one or more seasons. So now then after leaving that, this particular the dead plants, animals and the other organic matter that are to be collected and on the land they are decomposed by the microbes. This particular method we are selling as a field fallow method, means after harvesting one crop just allow the land to naturally regain the nutrients by supplying some of the plant waste materials, animal waste, organic matter into the land and leave it for one season or one or more seasons. Then these waste materials, your plant waste, animal debris, other organic matter, they are slowly getting decomposed by the microbes, and the soil will regain the nutrients. This is one such method. We are saying it as a field fallow method. So now after field fallow method, the another method nowadays we are using, and it is very much useful for the crops to get the nutrients, that is your crop rotation method. So crop rotation is a method where alternatively we are started growing the same variety of crop. So they have to change the crops according to the season and according to the depletion of nutrients in the soil. So as we are alternatively following the same type of crops, we are rotating the crops. So we are saying it as a crop rotation method. So generally, if you will see nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, these are some of the nutrients that are required by the plants. So nitrogen can be naturally replenished if the next crop, for suppose you had grown a rice crop once, it have used too much of nutrients. So if nitrogen, if we want to replace naturally, the next crop should be a legume crop where the rhizobium bacteria that are present in the root nodules of the legume plants will fix the atmospheric nitrogen. So in the same manner, we have to select the crops according to their nutrient depletion in the earlier one. So alternatively growing the same crop, or the next crop should regain the nutrients of the first crop by following a method, that is your crop rotation method. Yes, so now after crop rotation method, this is one more method that in general we will follow, that is your mixed cropping method. So now this process we are saying as a mixed cropping method. Yes. So in this mixed cropping method, at a time we will start growing two or more than two crops in the same field. Like here, if you will see, this is a cauliflower, this is some leafy vegetable, this is another one, this is another one, this is another one. So two or more than two such crops at a time, if they are together together grown in the same field, then we are saying it as a mixed cropping method. So this cropping, it is chosen that the nutrients needed for one crop are fulfilled by the another one. So generally crop rotation is one such method which is replacing the nutrients that is used by the earlier one. But in this mixed cropping method, why we started means, so now the nutrients that are used by one crop can be replaced by another plant. So to fulfill the nutrient requirement of all the plants together, we started growing two or more than two plants in same field. Then you are saying it as a mixed cropping method. You are saying it as a mixed cropping method. Okay. So these are some of the ways through which we can supply the nutrients to the soil. So generally we are supplying nutrients by the use of fertilizers and even by the supply of manure to it. So fertilizers are not that much suggestible as they are made with some chemicals. Overuses of these fertilizers leads to soil and water pollution. So nowadays almost all of we are preferring using of manure, which is a natural compost made by the waste materials of plants, animals, by the treatment of microbes on this dead organic matter. So in such, the first and foremost method, we are saying it as a field fallow method, leaving the lands naturally to regain the nutrients. Now the next method, that is crop rotation method or alternative cropping method. The third method, that is mixed cropping method. So these are some of the methods that are used to regain the or supply the manures to the soil. So now the next most important concept, that is irrigation and its types. What is an irrigation? Irrigation is a process. Irrigation, it is a process of supply of water to the agricultural lands. Supply of water to the agricultural lands, that is called our irrigation method. So in an ancient days, irrigation method, it is done by supplying water by the farmers. So in the advancement in the field of agriculture lead some different changes in the irrigation methods. So irrigation method, if you will see, in a country like our India, majority of the farmers, they will depend on the rain. They will depend on the rain for irrigation method. But the rain varies from one place to another place, and even it varies the supply of water at a right time. So, to overcome such hurdles and for the proper and healthy growth of crops, now water requirement or irrigation, it started doing some different advancements in it. So, in the irrigation method, water it is supplied from the rivers, reservoirs, lakes, ponds, wells, and even tube wells. So, these are now the sources of water for the agricultural lands. So now it is that water, it is supplied to the agricultural lands through canals, or they are pumped through tube wells. Okay, and even in the modern methods of irrigation, we will see so many different advanced mechanisms. Okay, but the first and foremost thing is, whatever the method it may be, crop needs water. So when crop needs water at a right time in a correct quantity. So now the quantity of the water, it is varying from one variety of crop to another variety. For if you are taking a crop like rice, so rice plants, they are transplanted in a fields where full of water will be there, and even they need a continuous supply of water. But if you are taking a wheat crop does not require that much water. Yes, so it is very much important to supply water to the agricultural lands at a right time, in a right quantity. So the right time and the right quantity, it varies from crop to crop. So based on the crop what we are growing and how we are growing, the supply of water or the irrigation, it varies. So in the advancement in agricultural fields, it led to some different methods of irrigation also in it. The first and foremost method, we are saying it as a surface irrigation. Surface irrigation means it is a process where water is applied to the ground by flowing it. Yes, so like this. In the form of a tube wells in open water, it is supplied to all over the lands. So this is your surface irrigation method. It is one of the ancient methods. So now the second method, that is called your sprinkler irrigation. So we know that when you are supplying a continuous water to it, majority of the water, it is even wasted. Because just now we came to know that right amount of supply of water is important. It is equally important that we should even have a adequate drainage in the irrigated lands. Yes, for suppose if the field is supplied with an excess of water, and it will become a waterlogged area. So now waterlogged condition, it will replace the air that is present in the soil. Okay, so if that replacing of air is done, then the roots will get less air. So if the roots are getting less air, it will definitely stop the growth of plant. So that's what it is very much important for us to have a right supply of water in a right time and even we should follow an adequate drainage in the irrigated lands. So the first ancient method, that is your surface method, that is by supplying water through tube wells, is one such method. And in the advancement leaded to another method which will reduce the wastage of water, that is your sprinkler irrigation method. So in this sprinkler irrigation method, if you will observe, a sprinkle like rain, water is supplied just like a rain with the help of some revolving nozzles. You can see here, with the help of some revolving nozzles in a form of a line, water is equally distributed all over the land. So now another advancement in this field of agriculture, it led to another method that we are saying as a drip irrigation method. So in this method, water is allowed to fall drop by drop through the pipeline structures. Entire field it is supplied with the pipeline structures like this, and now water it is supplied drop by drop near to the roots of the plants. So this particular method, it will reduce the wastage of water. Of course, it's little expensive because the entire land should be supplied with the tube wells. Even though it is little expensive, nowadays all the agricultural scientists officers, they are suggesting this method so that we can reduce the wastage of water. Yes, children. So in our today's class, we came to know about the different manuring techniques, natural manuring techniques other than using of fertilizers to regain the nutrients back into the soil, and then it is followed by the irrigation. So different irrigation projects are also started, under which different dams, canals, reservoirs are also constructed for the supply and storage of water to the agricultural lands. So in that irrigation, we had seen the surface irrigation method. With the supply of tube wells, water is supplied to the land. Sprinkler irrigation, where the water is supplied in a form of rain by the help of some resolving nozzles. And the last but not the least advanced method, that is supplying of water in a form of water droplets. This is called your drip irrigation method, which will reduce or minimize the wastage of water. Okay, children, in our next class, we will come across what are weeds and what are the different methods of weeding and devices that are used in the weeding process. Okay, children, thank you so much.